Okay. Um, I don't have anything on this app right now because I recently put it on my Kindle, so I'll be doing some doodling probably today instead of like a serious graphic piece or what have you. Pay that one no mind. It was just like I was um, testing everything out. So I didn't add color. I didn't do anything with it. So let's go in here and draw something. I'll go with the custom canvas. Okay, let's see. What do I want to draw today? I like drawing eyes. I don't know what it is about eyes, but I love to draw eyes. But I also want to show you guys how people do those like profile pictures and stuff. Well, I don't think they still do them now, but the first thing I'm gonna do is go here at the bottom, and then I want to bring a picture in. So I'm gonna put camera. Why not? I'll go with this lady here. Okay, and then I want to make her big enough. Alright. Okay, I always cancel that. Now, move my screen recorder out of the way. And what I normally do is put the image layer on the bottom, and then I select the second layer so that I'm able to draw on or whatever I have to do. So I also like to make the image layer a little more transparent. So I'm gonna go over here just a tad bit and take the opacity down. Okay, and don't forget to go back up to the layer that you want to work on. And so on this, I'm going to start by doing her eyes, and let me see how thick my brush is. Actually, it is pretty thick. So let me go back and take my brush down a little bit, then come back in there like that. And this is not going to be perfect. It's just me right now, just kind of showing. It's not the best, but the name of this channel is what? Riddle Me Kindle. So on this channel, really, um, I just show you how I get the most out of my Kindle. And like I said, I have loved Kindle for a lot of years. And so, um, yeah, for me, just comes so easy. Okay, y'all, these are not perfect. It's just me. I could do better. I really could, but right now, I'm just, like I said, doodling or what have you while I talk to you about the Kindle. But yeah, so I started liking or loving the Kindle years ago because I am a bookworm. And I remember, anybody remember that movie, Revenge of the Nerds? I used to love that movie. And I guess people refer to nerds as smart people. I don't know. I've never really looked that definition up because I really didn't care to. 'Cause I just think it's something cool about, you know, how they refer to them as nerds. But they were very smart and intelligent. And of course, y'all, like I said, this is not perfect. Um, I'm just talking and trying to do this eye here. So, um, yeah, I started liking Kindle years ago. I got one, and back then it was like really no way to remove like all the Amazon bloatware and all that stuff, and so I just kind of went with it because I just didn't have it like that to be out there buying an expensive iPad. You know what I mean? So now with this eye, uh, let's go back to the layers. Let's click on the picture and let's make that less opaque because we want to get the color of the eye right. Make sure we go right back up here to your second layer. If not, what ends up happening is you end up drawing on the photo instead of the layer that you're creating. And see how I can see the color of her eye. Now when you're in on the brush mode already, you just hold that down and you see how that color changes right there. And so I widen my brush up. I'm gonna do this because oops. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that's a little too wide for me, y'all. Hold on. Okay, but I like to just kind of go in, and it's like you really can't tell that I'm. Let me take my brush down a little bit lower, but it's like you really can't tell I'm using the color. Well, I guess now you can start to see me using this color. And so, if you take your time, it comes out really good. Like I said, me, I'm just doing this, just so I can show you some ways that I use my Kindle, again, for those in the back, or for those who are just joining in. And I like to make sure that in this part of the eye, I like to leave some of that color that's up at the top or what have you. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about old Kindles, how I started to like Kindles or what have you. But yeah, I really started to like it after a while. Initially, I was like, man, it was just a lot of bloatware. And even though even Android back then wasn't very good. Um, it didn't have all the features and stuff that it has now, so I didn't complain much because I didn't really know much about anything. Like I don't think any of us did. Everybody, nowadays it's like, oh, the screen's not good. It's not this resolution, or it's not that resolution. But back then, who cared about resolution? We were just starting to have the Android device, honestly. And so yeah, who thought about that? So what I'm saying is, yeah, I was introduced to Kindle way back when, when things weren't so modern, so new, so tech. Um, but anyway, enough about that. I was just saying all that to say that I have several Kindles and I love them all. I think each one of them brings something different to the table once you go back and as far as when you progressively update them. It's like I said, I really still do have the very first gen Kindle, and I actually love it. But there's certain things you just can't do anymore. The browser really doesn't work on it anymore. Um, the toolbox, the Fire toolbox, will not connect or work with that either. Um, and so yeah, uh, it's kind of a dinosaur, but it's a dinosaur that I like. I like to have the history, you know, of the tablet as far as, having each one of those. So, what do you guys do in your Kindles that, you know, people may be shocked by? Because some people seem to think Kindle is only useful, like I said, for the reading and things like that. But as you can see, it's like whatever you make of it, you know. Yeah, it's like you can make it do whatever and make it be as productive as you want it to be. Me personally, like I like a device where I can really enjoy the device itself, you know. And so if there's something that it says it can't do, believe you me, I'm gonna try to make it do what they say that it can't do. I don't know if anybody is like that. I'm very driven and determined when it comes to things that are tech or creative arts or just creating anything. So yeah, I gotta have something that I can kind of switch up if I need to, just to fit my needs. And hey, I feel like as long as you pay for it and you're not breaking the law, why not change it? Sort of like stuff in your life. No changes come unless we change it, you know. Anyway, I'm rambling and looking at this eye. And like I said, this is just me doing something really quick, so don't judge me. Yeah, but I'm not even. I guess I could do some blending and stuff, but I don't even really want to blend anything right now. Just kind of do this. I'm not even going into the details enough to really um like. There's a little pink in the eye right there. I guess I can leave a little spot for that pink. I kind of like that little pink area. Okay, so but I just want to show you what you can do. That I'm sorry, that's way too big. Um, just want to show you that you can use ibisPaint. I always say it wrong. I guess that's the way you say it. Ibis. I just ibis just sounds better to me, so that's why I say ibisPaint. But so this just goes to show you that if you're into the graphic arts and you like to kind of mess around with graphics or drawing or sketch, you can also do this, and it is very fluent. Um, there's no lag. There's no lag at all in this, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Because even some Samsung tablets I've had. Okay, y'all, look, I'm being a little messy here, but anyway. But yeah, some Samsung tablets that I have had have not been as fluent when I'm using my graphic programs or what have you. And I was so devastated when they took away the Adobe Illustrator. Yeah, I loved Adobe Illustrator, but they took it away. Okay, now this is where I'm kind of going off on my own here. Yep. Oh, that's too thick. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, they took away Adobe Illustrator, and that's where I learned to do a lot of my graphic stuff. Oh, that looks good. Okay, and where can I put a few other things? Oh, I love it. But yeah, they took away Adobe Illustrator, and I was like, why did you do that? Anybody who ever used Adobe Illustrator knows it was a really cool app, and they actually still have it. I just think that they make you pay for it now. I mean, everything can't stay free, I guess. You know? But so yeah, this is me playing around with one of my graphic apps right now, the only graphic app. Okay, and so I don't know if I want to do. Okay, why not? I guess I'll go ahead and go around this area here, and I'm gonna do black instead of the brown, but I just go around this area here. That's a little thin, so I don't like that. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. So there's the eye that I made. So we go back to the layer. And then if we go back to the layer and hit this little, looks like a CBS symbol. Which one of those news? I think it's CBS. But if you hit that, then it takes away the main picture. And as you can see, the eye looks pretty good. But if I were really working on this for a project, you'd go back in, and of course you want to fill in those areas, and you can use black if it's something like an eye, but you want to be as close to the color that you're working with as possible, but you can get rid of those lines and kind of clean it up, you know. And yeah, I'm just all over the place. Normally I wouldn't be like going back and forth and all that stuff, but let me get this color here. But yeah, y'all caught me on a day when I'm rambling like crazy, so let me go ahead and get out of here. But yeah, I just want to show you that you can do some graphic stuff on this Kindle. Look, it's bothering me that all these gaps are here, so hold on. Hold on, hold on. But yeah, you guys, if you're ever like really bored or what have you, oh no wonder I didn't have my brush. I'm like, why am I going over this and I'm not seeing any changes, anything happening? But yeah, like right now I'm talking to you guys, but if you're ever bored or something like that, oh, I like that there. Mhm. But if you're ever bored, you can turn on some music, pull out the old Kindle or the new one, because the old one is probably not going to do this. But you pull out the old Kindle and yeah, listen to some music and chillax. This life is too short to be stressing, right? So, with that being said, I am going to end this video before I end up redoing this whole eye. And not necessarily redoing it, but filling in everything. Because I can get carried away. Start messing with everything and be like, okay, wait a minute, this one needs to be done here. And you can always go in and make those lines, those black lines, better later on. But if you have enjoyed watching this video, please hit that like button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want more updates about what I'm doing with my Kindle, then definitely subscribe. Until next time, gotta go.